Hello and welcome. My name is Natalie Schlute. I'm your psychic success coach. And today's tarot card reading is to predict where you'll be 1 year from now. If you are new to my tarot card readings, what you're going to do is choose from one of these 4 piles, whichever one stands out the most to you, and then you can skip ahead to your actual tarot card spread reading from there. Over here, if you prefer to use crystals, we do have a sand agate crystal on pile 1. Pile 2, there is a smoky onyx. Pile 3, we have an amethyst. And over here for pile 4, there is a bloodstone. So take a moment, take it in, decide which pile you would like, and then skip ahead to your reading. For those of you who chose pile 1 with sand agate, this is your initial read for the next 6 months. You have some really beautiful cards here, a lot of really fun activities and things going on in your life. We start out where you're at right now. For some of you, this is already where you're at. For some of you, this is coming in the next month or so. But the Empress, this is a big life event. This is a milestone for you, a chapter for you of being in your abundance. The Empress is so abundant. You can see she has flowers here. She is of the earth. She is in her power. She is so connected to manifesting everything that she desires. And it comes very effortlessly. So it's a beautiful card to start out with. It just is a confirmation that you are in your power. You are who you are. You know who you are. Whether you're showing up as the authentic version of yourself or not, you know who you are and you know what you want and you're going to get it. And that's what's really, really fun about your reading here. We also have the 8 of Swords. Typically, when the 8 of Swords is upright, there's obviously a lot of confusion. You're really being bogged down by your mind and you're feeling also very stuck, very trapped. But because it's inverted, what it means is these things are falling away from you. You're actually opening up. You're letting go. You're surrendering a lot of things, which must be in correlation with the Empress, because the Empress, she doesn't hold on to things that don't serve her. And this is just a confirmation that you are either in the process of doing that, or that's already happening for you, or this is something that you're going to be working on in the coming months, is really practicing letting go and surrendering so that nothing is tying you down mentally, emotionally, or even physically. And you're also doing a lot of work. You're actually bringing physically your creations into fruition, right? It looks like he's working with a hammer on the actual pentacle. Pentacles represent things in our physical world, our life. So this could be your career. It could be building a house. It could be like things that you're physically doing, working on your health, working on your career, working on financial abundance, like doing physical activities in your life. This is like you in your environment, and you're taking a lot of action. Because when you're in your Empress power, when you are in your full abundant power of the higher self of who you are and you're not holding on to things, you are open to take action. So you're taking a ton of action, which is really, really great because that gets you to be in your king power, right? This is confident. Like, look at the look on his face. He is so confident in his own power. He knows who he is. He knows what he wants, and he knows he can have it. It's that same, it's almost like we're bookending 2 very similar energies of being like really authentic with who you are and stepping into your role, being unapologetic about life. And I'm seeing this as a lot of balance over the next 6 months. There are some really good things here for you. Things are really coming together. These are all 4 very positive cards, which is kind of a rare find when we do some of these 3 or 4 card readings, that there's not a lot of challenges or difficulties as long as you're working through some of these areas that are coming up for you. We also have for you receptivity and fertility. So let's start over here. Receptivity. Allow yourself to receive. Allow yourself to give. So that Empress power is all about receiving, and it's all about giving, right? Abundance means that you know there is more than enough for everyone, mentally, emotionally, financially in the world. Like, there's no lack. When you're in an abundance mindset, like the Empress is, you know that you can keep giving, 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 and you also know that you keep receiving, receiving, receiving. Things get out of balance when we are not receiving, when we don't allow ourselves to receive. What I find with a lot of people is that they are givers and they're not very good at receiving. But in order to really be in balance, in order to be in that higher power, and to receive the manifestations and the abundance that you desire in your life, it is about being receptive. It's about allowing yourself to receive things, to get things, to be able to receive help from others, to be comfortable with gifts that people give you, with money that you receive. Like being open to actually having things coming your way is how we keep in balance with manifestation. Because if you're not comfortable with receiving things, if you're not comfortable with receiving compliments, with receiving gifts, with receiving help, then you're physically, actively resisting abundance. You're resisting things manifesting for you. You're choosing not to let things in. So receptivity is very important, a very big element in everything coming to fruition for you, which you may already know. But for some of you, there are some of you here that are resisting this energy, which is why I bring this up, to really have things pan out in a beautiful way. Make sure that you are open to receiving. You love receiving. You have a healthy relationship with receiving. We also have fertility, potential, powerful, creative energy, initiation energy. So fertility, yes, for some of you, this is like literal fertility. There is an essence of, you might be getting pregnant in the next 6 months. You may be giving birth in the next 6 months. For some of you, this fertility may be around other things in your life. This could be, potential powerful creative energy when it comes to financial wealth. It could be a career shift. It could be a move, like you're starting a new chapter of your life. Fertility is bringing any creative thought, idea to fruition. And this is very tightly related with the Eight of Pentacles. Like you're actively seeking things out so that you can receive them. And the fertility is that beautiful energy of things kind of drawing to you. So the things that you want are coming into fruition. Again, we have a lot of great things happening for you over the next 6 months. We also have stay optimistic. Your dreams are coming true. Don't quit right before the miracle occurs. We also have protection. You, your loved ones, and your possessions are safe and protected by heaven. So these here are just some guiding thoughts that your guides and angels are bringing in for you, because even though we can see that the next 6 months are going to be wonderful for you, you've got a lot of things coming, a lot of abundance, things are really coming together. You're putting in the work, you're letting things go. Like you've got what it takes to have everything just kind of feel a little more effortless as long as you keep moving forward. They also want you to stay optimistic because it's so easy to get caught up in life and comparison syndrome, where our focus and our attention goes throughout the day. And sometimes your thoughts might be a little bit unfocused. Sometimes things may come up and you might feel like, have some doubts. You might have some things that come up. So just always stay optimistic, because as long as you keep that optimistic attitude and keep letting things go, things are going to move forward with you just fine. And also, part of that mindset is going to be protection. Just you and your loved ones and your possessions are safe. Just know that you are always safe. How interesting here that we have a mother holding a little child 2 times in a row. Isn't that fascinating? It's so beautiful when we see parallels like this in a reading where there are multiple cards that come up with similar images, similar meanings. And protection, you are protected. Your guides and angels are here. They're carrying you through this whole process. And they just want you to know that there's nothing to worry about. You don't need to be fearful about anything. Things are all working out in your favor. They always are, and they always have been, and they always will be. And as long as you keep that in the forefront of your mind, you will always feel safe and protected. Feeling safe and protected is a choice. It is a mindset. It's a way we show up for life. So just know things are working out for you. Things are going really good here. And we also have love heals fear. Just be yourself. So these are both really beautiful, such wonderful messages coming through right now. Obviously, I mean, it makes sense. Love heals fear, right? Fear is coming from a lack mindset, of a mindset of separation, of, we're not connected to things and other people. There's like this separation between us and our manifestations, between us and our loved ones, and us and everything else. And that's just an illusion of the mind. Those are thoughts and ideas that are not based in truth. They're just a concept that cause us to feel fear. So when we come back to love, to oneness, to wholeness, that is when things really heal. That's when things kind of work in our favor. And we then come from a mindset and an energy of feeling whole and protected, of
feeling optimistic. And that's when we open ourselves up to being receptive and to experiencing the fruition of things that are coming for us, like our fertility. And so the power of your love can help bullies and angry people to be less afraid. So your love not only heals you, but it also heals others as well. And then just be yourself. You're a great person. Enjoy being yourself. This whole journey that you're on right now is always about you. It's always about your own growth, your own personal growth, your own spiritual growth, with your mindset, with the things that you desire to manifest and receive and create in this lifetime. And the more you allow yourself to be yourself, uninhibited by any negative thoughts or emotions, staying optimistic and just being open to giving and receiving and in that abundance, that's when everything just kind of pans out a little more easily and effortlessly for you. So really beautiful reading. You have a great year ahead of you. I don't see a whole lot of struggles or things in your path. There's nothing major that's popping out. So if at any point you feel like you're struggling in the next year, come back and remind yourself that there's nothing physically happening that's really getting in the way for you. It's if you feel stuck, if you feel disconnected, just call on your angels, call on your guides, and remind yourself that you are protected, you are loved. You're in a space of receiving, and stay optimistic. That's really what this message is for you. You've got a lot of good things coming for you. A nice, easy road ahead. Really lovely, really beautiful. If you enjoyed this card reading, be sure to give this video a like. Be sure to subscribe, and then also hit that bell so you get notified every time I have a new episode for you. And if you'd like more detailed reading, your own, coaching on helping you through anything that you desire, be sure to check out the links in the description below to set up your one-on-one session with me. For those of you that chose pile 2 with the smoky onyx, this is your initial kind of spread for the next year of some things that are happening for you. And you actually have some very big cards. These are all very powerful. I'm just going to go out there and say you are an extremely powerful person. Whether you realize it or not, you have so much energy, power, and connection to your higher self that you may not even realize. Some of you know it. Some of you are already very aware that you are in your power. But for those of you that are unaware of it, there's some really big things happening for you over the next year. Starting out with the beginning of the year, you may already be in this phase, or this may be coming soon, is you're feeling some stuckness. There's some things that are stagnant. You're kind of immobilized. Things are just not moving the way you want them to. Don't worry. Things will progress very, very quickly for you. Whatever hardship, problem you're going through, challenge, know that this challenge that you are experiencing, or either right now or in the next month or so, is for your benefit. This is happening because it is going to shift you into the next phase of your life. And without this challenge, you will not learn and grow and become the person you need to be. So whatever is shifting for you, typically the death card, when it is upright, it's a big life shift, right? It's a new chapter, a new beginning. It does not necessarily mean death. So no need to have any fear around that. But what it means in reverse is that this shift it's kind of dragging on, and it's not moving as well as we sometimes want things to, right? And it's all based off of perception. Things are always happening the way they're meant to, the way they're supposed to. They're always happening in our favor, but sometimes they just don't happen as quickly. And so this is a big life shift for you. This is a major life shift for you, which is a great thing. It's just feeling a little stuck for a while. So the beginning of this year, the first quarter, you might feel some resistance. Some of you, it's going to pass through very quickly, maybe a few weeks. It's not necessarily going to take 3 months or anything. A couple of you, maybe. But just know, it might start out feeling a little sticky, a little uneasy. Maybe that's why you picked up, this video and wanted to do the reading in the first place. As we move forward throughout the year, you really come into your power. You have a king, a queen, and an emperor. This is what I mean. You are in your power, and they are all upright. They are not inverted. You are fully in your power. So the King of Wands, this is like really a leadership role. Like spiritually, you're super connected to your higher purpose, your divine guidance, and you're in your power. You know who you are on a spiritual level. You know what your higher self wants. You're very connected to that. And you're definitely a leader. You're the type of person that other people want to follow because they want to experience that same divine connection that you're experiencing. Like you're in your passion. You know what you want out of life, and you're going for it. And people see that and they love that. So this is I'm going to tell you right now, this is your year. It may not seem like it initially, but you're going to have an amazing year ahead of you. As we move forward, you also have the energy of the Queen of Pentacles. So as you get spiritually aligned and you're super dialed in with your passion, your mission, your drive in life, whatever that may be for you, that could be family, that could be your career, that could be, some volunteer work that you want to do, something that you want to create in your life, whatever that is, it is coming to fruition. Like you're actually manifesting it. The Queen of Pentacles, she is abundant. She is financially abundant. She is in her abundant power. She makes things happen. She's a very creative energy, but things are coming into balance in the physical world. The pentacle really represents the body, your environment. It represents money, your career, like the physical things that you're experiencing. So as your spirit and your drive and your passion, your energy is in alignment, things are going to happen in a beautiful, abundant way fit on the physical realm as well with the Queen of Pentacles. And then we have the Emperor. He is a major card, meaning we have like the 4 suits that are considered minor cards, and then we have the major deck of cards. And so that's where this death card also comes in, is that it's a major life event. It's a big shift for you. Same with the Emperor. You come into your full power. You become a powerful leader in your industry or in whatever area of your life you're really focusing on. This could be the leader in your household. This could be the leader, promotion in the career that you're in, or really stepping into that CEO role of your own business and really thriving financially. You're very organized. You get to a place where things are really coming together for you. You're in your full power here. Like the Emperor is a very powerful major card. A lot of stability, a lot of organization, and kind of things just falling into place. Like there's no sloppiness. There's no misunderstanding here. Like you know what you want and you're going to get it. So you actually have a really beautiful year ahead of you. Next, we have some other elements in your life that might be coming in for you. The unseen. Too much is hidden from you. So I find it very interesting that we have this death card, and then we also have what looks like a very dark card right here, right? The unseen. So if we look at these two, whatever's going on in the beginning of the year for you that's feeling really stuck, there are some things that you don't want to see. I'm going to say some of it is just things that you're not ready to see, which is why you feel stuck for a while there. But once you're ready to kind of come out of this phase, this is going to allow you to step up spiritually, mentally, and emotionally. Like this is going to allow you to become into your spiritual power, your passion power. Like for those of you that this is around finances or business, it's going to be getting a lot of clarity in that area of your life. If it's relationships that you're looking to improve and you want to focus on this year, then maybe there are some patterns, some habits and things that you have been hiding from yourself that you don't want to admit, some things that you need to change, some of your own habits, the way you communicate, being vulnerable, being open. There's some things that you just don't want to see within yourself or within others. And because you're not allowing yourself to see it, that's why you're getting stuck. That's really what it is. Whenever we're stuck, it's because we're hiding behind some illusions that are not true and they're taking over. So there are just some things that will come to fruition. They will come to light for you. But in the beginning of the year, again, right next to the death card, of course, those two cards together, that's why things are feeling sticky for you. We also have falling in love, kissing the divine in another, in yourself. So for most of you, what I'm picking up is that either there's going to be a little bit of struggle like this. I see two things happening, and it really depends on what intention you came to this reading with and what area of your life you're hoping to really improve. For some of you, this is about relationships. The feeling stuck, the things that you don't want seen is about relationships. And that's why this is inverted for you. There's a little bit of a lack of being aware of the divine in yourself and the divine in others. And there's maybe a lot of judgment happening with how you've reacted in past relationships with your current partner and things that they've done in the past, or even in the dating realm. Like if you're in the dating life and you're looking for love right now, there may be some things that you're kind of holding back and you don't want to see, you just want to ignore, but that's actually holding you back from love. And then for some of you, I am sensing that your intention was really about your career, your passion, your drive. And this may be inverted for you because you're putting love to the wayside. You are stepping into you. You're stepping into your independence, into your life, into your purpose, but sometimes there is a compromise. And sometimes that ends the way of by spending so much time on these other goals in your life that we kind of neglect some of the love life. And so I'm picking up both readings. It just depends on who you are. And, sometimes multiple meanings come through. Sometimes guides and angels are telling me, 50% of them, it's this reason. And the other 50, it's that, or 40-60 split. So it's close to between half and half with some of you, that this is about being stuck in relationships. And the other half is you're focused on so many other things that you're kind of neglecting your relationships. So see which one resonates with you most, answer-wise, not the answer you want, but the answer that actually feels like you. And once you figure that out for yourself, based off of what your guides, your angels, and your higher self and your intuition is telling you, then now you have the problem, so to say, like the thing that's getting in your way, that might be a little bit a tiny roadblock. And now you can work through it. Now that you know what's getting you sticky and what's causing you to feel stuck, now you're aware of it because of this reading. So you can move through and actually heal that a lot faster so that it doesn't overwhelm your life so much. So we also have pay attention, notice repetitious signs and your inner guidance, as this can yield valuable information. So this is going to help you with this stickiness. Like I just call it stickiness. I don't know why. That's just the word that keeps coming through, is that things are feeling stuck and sticky. But as you pay attention, as you create a lot of self-awareness and you do a little bit of the inner work so that you can bring the things that you are unseen, you bring to the light, this is going to really help you move forward. These are going to be your signs and all the things. Like doing the actual inner work and being self-aware is where you're going to get the most traction in your life. And make a decision. Feeling stuck or indecisive, listen to your intuition and make a decision. How funny is that? I feel like I just said that. Your intuition, paying attention, and your intuition is what's going to get you to where you want to go. So if you're feeling stuck, if you feel like you're having difficulty making decisions, just keep following your intuition. I have quite a few videos all on intuitive development and improving your psychic skills and channeling your guides and angels. Done a whole bunch of playlists and a bunch of episodes on that. So be sure you check out some of my other videos that go deep into that, because that's really going to help you just get through this year a little more seamlessly. So that's going to be fun for you. Check those out. We also have teamwork. Work with others to make this situation come about. How cute is that? So there may be, for some of you, I'm sensing you're not wanting to ask for help. Your pride is maybe getting in the way a little bit. And what you really need is to allow other people to support you. And for some of you that's in transition, I'm not feeling any heaviness with this card. Like this is a really big stuck type of situation. Just know that reaching out for help from other people is going to be really big for you. That is going to get you through this year, and it's going to make this whole transition, this up leveling that you're going through, so much easier if you really allow other people to support you along the journey. And then we have brother and sister, to get along with others, see the love and the best within them. So I'm also sensing that part of the teamwork issue of like not wanting other people to help you, it's a little bit of pride. It's you, for some of you, it's going to be this idea of, I can do it better. And, it's so much easier if I just do it. And there's a lack of trust for other people. And I encourage you to kind of get out of that pattern and really let other people support you. Brothers and sisters, this can mean literal brothers and sisters, but it's also just brothers and sisters in life. We are all souls of the one, whole consciousness. So in essence, we are all brothers and sisters. We are all here together. And as you continue to focus on seeing them in the best light and seeing yourself in the best light and learning how to really trust other people in your loving relationships as well, then that's going to make your life's journey so much easier. So you guys have a lot of really good things coming up over the next year. Like I said, you're coming into your power. Things are coming into fruition. The couple things to focus on is kind of bringing to light some of your subconscious programming, the things that you don't want to see, your habits and patterns that might be holding you back and getting you kind of stuck in the beginning of the year. Start paying attention, developing your intuition to kind of help work that. And then really utilize people in your life. Your love life is turning around. Some of you, it's going to be a little sticky, but overall, you're going to have a beautiful year. Awesome year. I'm really excited for you guys. You have a lot of good things coming from here on out. So if you enjoyed this reading, be sure to give this video a like, subscribe, and also hit that bell so that you get notified every time I have a new episode for you. And then if you want to go deeper, some coaching, your own personalized reading, or for me to help you through some of these areas of your life, maybe through the stuck times, feel free to reach out for me for some one-on-one sessions as well. There's a link in the description of this episode. For those of you that chose pile 3, Amethyst, this is your initial layout for the year. You have some really interesting big things coming for you this year. You have a great awakening and some big shifts in your life as well. Let's start over here on the left. So the Ace of Cups, what we're seeing here is you're having an awakening of your creativity, some passion in your life, some things that are shifting and changing that are really exciting and wonderful and beautiful for you. This new kind of, it's like embarking on a new spiritual journey, a new journey of where you want to move in your life. And that is actually going to inspire you to start doing a little bit more inner work. The Hermit is very insightful. It's someone who goes inward, that's doing more meditation, that's working on the mindset, even going inward and doing a little bit more channeling, more connecting to your higher self. Maybe this involves some study, some learning and expanding your awareness, some personal education that is really revolving around some of the new insights that have been coming to you about your life recently. So the first half of your year is really this awakening that's happening, and you're taking some active steps to getting to where you want to be. This is your realization of what you want to manifest and then starting to do the inner work so that you actually can create that for yourself. As we move into the second half of the year for you, some things are going to come up. I'm going to start with the Love card. So the Love card it can mean relationships, but really it means duality, the masculine, the feminine, the dark, the light, the good, the bad, that kind of thing, this black and white duality of life. So the Love card can actually represent life events. It can represent ideas. It can represent relationships, but it can also represent the masculine and feminine within you. And even some ideas and some concepts that you have about life. What I'm sensing is that because of the inner work, because of the clarity that you're getting on what you want to manifest in the future and the work that you're putting in to go deep to make that happen for yourself, is that there's kind of, there's a shift that's going to happen for you. You're going to get a little bit in your head. There's going to be a little bit of a struggle. Some ego is going to come in, because you have to make some shifts. You have to make some shifts in order to make space and room for what you truly want to manifest. This is really the beginning of your journey. I see your journey moving on. Like, I'm actually getting visions and premonitions and messages from your guides and angels for what's to come over, like in the next part of like a following year. So although this is the next 12 months, beyond this step, what I'm seeing for you is they're telling me this is where things are going to manifest. Like the things that are coming to fruition right now that you're kind of exploring and going to be going deeper into over the next 6 months, that is going to come into full fruition early next year, like over a year from now. And I'm telling you that because this second half of the year, of this next 12 months, things are going to get a little sticky for you. Things are going to feel a little stuck. You're going to get in your head. You're going to kind of get a little overwhelmed, right? Understand that, like, when we look at the big picture of life, like making these big life shifts in order to manifest something new, like getting a lot of clarity on what you really want in life and then doing the inner work around it in order to make that shift. Like, say you want to manifest something really big, really different than you've ever had in your life. Sometimes things need to fall apart a little bit. We have to totally reframe our mindset. Things have to shift in our personal life, in our spiritual life, in our physical world, in order to make room for the new manifestations, for the things that you desire to really have. And so this is an area of transition. The second half of the year is you're going to be implementing a lot of this new stuff that you're learning, but there's going to be a little bit of a struggle. It's like your ego is battling with your higher self, and you're going to have some ups and downs. It's not all going to be bad. This is not like a negative reading necessarily, but just know that sometimes up-leveling and transition is going to be challenging. For any of you that have been sedentary and then started a workout, like a workout program, that the first few weeks are really hard. Even the first month or two can be really challenging getting into a new workout routine if you haven't been consistent with your workouts. And so that's kind of what it is, right? It's readjusting to the new way of being. Like, things are kind of flipping around for you. It's a little uncomfortable. There's some soreness. There's some challenges. But if you're going to get through that, and then things are going to be better. You'll end up on the other side where all of a sudden you're in your power. Things are working for you. Things are moving really well. And this is just part of that process. It's part of the adjusting process for you. What we're getting here is that your guides, your angels, are really here to help you. And the Hermit is also doing a lot of inner work. So you may have some mentors that come through, some teachers, some people that are helping you up level your life right now. And so they are also your guides. But your guides and angels want you to know that they are here for you, and they are here to channel for you. They're here to be your intuition, to be that loving nudge that moves you in the right direction, always working in your favor. And so be sure to connect with them, channel them. I have many videos on developing your intuition, channeling your guides and angels, all that will be very helpful for you to really connect deep so that you can manifest what you desire. One of the reasons why you're feeling stuck at this time of the year is because you're not always present. Right? Being present is really about being in the now. And when we get stuck in our minds, you can see that you're overthinking here. Sometimes when we learn a lot of new information, it takes a while to integrate it. And sometimes we just overthink things. Like there's an adjusting phase of when we're thinking too hard about things and we're kind of just getting overwhelmed, like trying to apply all this stuff we learned in order to level up our life. And so I encourage you to be more present, to show up for your life and not to be so stuck in your head. That's actually going to help you transition through this second half of the year a lot easier. For some of you, this entire year is going to be a little heavy. It's going to be a lot. Those of you that are looking for a really big overhaul. And then for some of you, it's just going to be one little area of your life that's kind of transitioning and moving forward. So keep that in mind, that it's going to be different for one person and another. Next here, I would love this, friendship and guides. So we have kind of this energy of tapping into support over here, support from your guides, support from your mentors, but also support from your friends through this process. They are here for you through all of this transition, and they're here to support you, to guide you in a very loving way. And be sure to add in some elements of fun and joy, because that's really going to help you manifest what you desire and to be more present. Like when you're with your friends and you're having fun, you're more present. And that's really important. And also make a wish. This is a magical moment. Make a wish and enjoy its manifestation. Know that things are manifesting for you. You're going to have lots of little things that you're manifesting throughout the year. There's a lot of things coming for you. But the big stuff is on its way towards the end of the year and early into the following year. So just get really clear on what you want, which is what you're doing in the beginning of the year. You're getting some clarity. You're actually digging deep into a lot of that. And it will come into manifestation towards the end of that year and into the new year for you. And then we also have pets. Love that. We've got guides, friends, and pets. So much emotional support, so much joy and love and connection with others running through this whole half of the reading here. And it's okay to be different. You don't need to be like everyone else. This is so important because often we get caught in our mind. We get kind of stuck in our thought process and implementing things, and we feel like we have to conform. But in reality, just being you, being authentically you, is going to help you feel more free. It's going to help you be more present and really shift through these times where you're feeling like things aren't moving in the direction that you want to. So the more you can step into your own power and really get a lot of support from your pets, from your friends, from your family, from your guides, your spirit guides, your mentors, people like me. I can help coach you through a lot of things. I can be your mentor. Just reach out to me on that one. There's a lot of beautiful things happening here. So you have some big life events, some big things moving for you. Keep in mind that the Hermit card and the Lovers, these are big life events. So they're typically big shifts that are going to impact you in a long way in the long run. And it's a really beautiful place because you're having this spiritual awakening. You're kind of shifting the duality in the way you see the world so that you can manifest more of you want. And you have friends and family and guides through it the whole time. Just be you, be present, and trust in your manifestations. They're already on their way. They're already coming to you. And this is beautiful. This is a really beautiful spread. You have a lot to look forward to. And I'm excited to see how things shift for you over the next year, and particularly in the following year. I'm getting so many strong messages from your guides and your angels that as you move through this year, a lot of stuff coming after that. Like this up level, the more inner work you do, I mean, things are just going to accelerate really fast. You're laying the groundwork here. This is the groundwork. Like getting all of this in order is the groundwork for everything that you desire, the big things that you desire in your life. So that's really exciting. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a like, subscribe, and also hit that bell so you get notified every time I have a new episode for you. And for those of you that want more mentorship and more guidance, maybe even your own readings, be sure to reach out to me. I have a link in the description below, and you can set up that appointment. For those of you who chose pile 4, this is your initial reading for the upcoming year. We're starting out with a 7 of Wands that's inverted. So there is a little bit of some discord, some struggle, some things that are maybe feel like you're feeling a little bit stuck, but just know that things are transitioning for you. This often represents more of the inner world, some of the things that you're trying to bring to fruition with your passions, your life. But keep in mind that typically when it's upright, it's very powerful. It's fighting, it's strength. So there's a little bit of weakness here. There's a little bit of hesitation, and that's okay. You're hesitating. What your angels are saying is you're hesitating because there's a little bit of doubt, a little bit of fear. You're a little bit of fear of success, but it's not going to get into your way. Like it's nothing major, and you're going to move through this very, very quickly. Like it's kind of fleeting, and you're going to overcome it very, very quickly. So what we have in the middle of the year for you is things are really coming to fruition. You have the King of Pentacles, which means things in your physical world are going to manifest. They're on their way. They are already happening. Like it is physically, seriously happening for you. The King is in his power. He is the one who is in control. And then the Pentacles also means things around your health, the physical world, money, the actual material objects that you desire to have. Like things are really coming together for you in your 3D reality. Once you overcome some of the doubts and the fears and the hesitation over here, things are really coming to fruition for you. And we also have the 6 of Wands. You can tell that the 6 of Wands, this guy has some power. He is knowing what he wants. He knows where he is in life, and he's just moving forward. Again, it's that same energy of things coming into fruition. So you have a lot of abundance on the way. There's a lot of good things happening in the middle of the year for you once you get over this little tiny hump that we have at the beginning of the year. And by the end of the year, we've got the 4 of Wands inverted. So this is often kind of things feel like they're a little bit turned upside down. You might be experiencing some struggles. Things might be shifting for you. What I'm sensing is you actually have 3 different wands, which is very interesting. The wands represent kind of your passion, your mission in life, your spirituality, your drive. And you're a little confused in the beginning, but things start to come into fruition. You're feeling in your power. And then all of a sudden things are starting to feel a little bit unsettled. And that's okay. Often that happens. Sometimes we revert back to some fears, some doubts. I'm actually sensing that for a good portion of you, as you move forward, you are going to get so much clarity on the things that you want and desire in life. And some of that is going to shift. I actually see, what's happening here is that once you start taking action towards your goals and they really manifest and you're feeling it, all of a sudden you're going to get more clarity on what you truly desire, right? Action often brings clarity. Sometimes we just need to do it and make it happen. And then we realize, hey, this is great, but now I want something different. I want something a little bit better, or, there's some fine tuning as we move forward in life. And it's always about making our life better and better. That's why we're here. We're here to experience duality, experience likes and dislikes, things we enjoy, things we don't enjoy, so that we can move forward and progressively create a better life for ourselves. We're here to every day, every week, every month, every year, every decade, make our life better and better. That is the whole purpose of life, is to just keep up leveling. And what I'm sensing for a significant portion, maybe 75% of you, there's a little bit of fine tuning happening. You manifested some really great stuff and it was really awesome. And then you're like, whew, wait, maybe this isn't what I wanted, or I wanted it, but it wasn't exactly what I wanted. It came in a different way. It came in a way that wasn't quite as enjoyable as you thought it would be. Or, sometimes you have to be careful what you ask for. I'm not sensing that for all of you, but for some of you, there's going to be a little bit of a shift by the end of the year. And that's just going to give you more clarity on what you truly do want in your life. Next up, we have time out, awareness, contemplation, solitude, and time alone. So this is interesting that this is coming kind of at the beginning of the year for you. And actually for some of you, this is going to be a similar energy towards the end of the year where you're kind of reevaluating things. We already see with the 7 of Wands that you're kind of evaluating things. There's some contemplative energy, maybe some doubts. You're kind of questioning things. You're trying to figure things out here. But this timeout means that, and especially since it's inverted, not moving forward is actually not going to be working in your benefit. If it were upright, I would say, yes, slow down, do the inner work, really think about it. But for you, in order to manifest things fast, you're going to have to take action. You're just going to have to get over it really fast. You're going to have to get over your own mindset, your own crap, and just go for it. Go take action, manifest what you want. And by manifest, I mean, what are you physically going to do to make it happen? Not just sitting back and visualizing, what are you actually going to do? What are the actions you're going to take? You actually need to take action. That's what this card is saying. This is saying, stop the timeout, stop mulling over it, stop thinking about it, and go do. And that's really where things are going to come to fruition for you. You in particular work really well with action taking. You may have some resistance to that. Some of you might be experiencing some resistance. You might be a procrastinator, but I'm here to tell you that you get the most clarity by taking action. And this is, the angels and guides are saying all of you. This is not one of those 50-50. Some of you, maybe some of you not. All of you guys that are watching this particular reading, your angels are saying you are an action taker, and action brings you clarity. And you can sit and hang out all you want, trying to figure out what you want to do with your life and where you want things to go, but you're not going to get clarity. You're not going to get clarity without action. And so get your butt moving. And then we have the mirror, know thyself, self-examination, seeing who you really are. Oh, how beautiful. Okay, not only is it a beautiful picture, but now I get this, this here. These two cards, right? As action brings clarity, as you manifest what you desire, now, once you get the results, things are kind of flipped over. You're not feeling as stable, but it's because you're doing some self-examination. This action and the manifestations that you create are allowing you to see your life from a different perspective. You're actually gaining some clarity here. And this manifestation and what you're moving forward with, it gives you clarity on who you are, right? As we manifest things, as we bring things into fruition, like we we manifest a new career, a new love life, or improvements in those areas, in your business, in your health, all of a sudden you get to know yourself more. As you reach those goals, as those things come to fruition for you, now you realize, oh, wow, I hit this goal that I wanted, right? You hit it actually very early on in this coming year, in the next 12 months, like things come and then you realize, wait a minute, I thought I wanted this. Like this was feeling really good when I was thinking about it before and once I had it. But now that I'm here, I want something better. I want something different. I actually want more time, more freedom, more money, more better health. Like I thought just working out 3 days a week would be enough for me. But actually, I really want to work out 5 days a week. Like that might actually feel better. You get to know yourself better. Or, hey, I manifested this business and all this money, but I'm working 10 hours a day and I'm burnt out. Like I thought that's what I wanted. But now that I'm seeing the fruits of my labor, I'm realizing what I really want is to hire some more people, to make more money so that I can bring other people on so I can have more time. This is all taking action and bringing things to manifestation and fruition through action is going to give you clarity on who you really are and what you really desire. So that is going to be the mirror in your life for what you really want to create. Next up, we have the yes card. Your intuition is correct. Take action accordingly. So as you move forward, really follow your intuition. I have some great videos that teach you how to follow your intuition, how to channel your guides and angels. And the more you take action that's in alignment with your higher self, the more things will manifest faster for you. We also have simplify your life. Eliminate clutter from your home and work life to balance the flow of activity. So being a busybody, having a lot of stuff going on can be a distraction. This is helping you get closer to who you are. The less clutter you have mentally, emotionally, and physically in your environment, the more in alignment with the true higher self that you are going to be. And that's really where you're going to find the most joy and fruition in life. And then we also have forgive. It's time to let go of anger or blame. So there may be some of that that's holding you back. You might have some preconceived ideas of things that are kind of holding you back initially in the beginning of the year, but really work on a forgiveness practice on letting go and surrendering. That's really going to make a big difference for you. And then we also have the light card. See the light within yourself and everyone else. So it's in reverse, which means that you might be struggling with this. There might be some things that mentally and emotionally that are getting in the way of you seeing the light in yourself. But the more you can flip this around, the more you can be, channeling your angels and knowing your highest truth, that you are pure love and light, that you have unlimited potential, that you are worthy and deserving of manifesting everything you desire. And this manifestation will lead to the next and the next and the next. And you really gain clarity on who you are. The more you are in your light, and things will pan out for you in a really beautiful way. So you're in a really fun process. I feel like this is going to be a fun year for you. Fun in the sense that things are happening and you're gaining so much clarity. There's some really good stepping stones for you, stepping stones that are leading you towards greater things. Like that is what life is about. Life is always about the next step, the next level, the next manifestation. And once you've reached one manifestation, there's another one coming, right? It's not about reaching an end goal and then you've manifested it and you're done. It's about the process of always fine-tuning, always growing, always learning, always finding the light and expanding yourself. So you have a beautiful year ahead of you. Keep taking action. You are an action taker. Keep following your intuition in order to take that action. Let go of the things that don't serve you. Be in your light. Simplify things and just be you. Everything will always fall into place for you. Like things are really moving in a beautiful way. I'm really excited for you in this upcoming year. This is an exciting place to be, an exciting process. Just make sure you're following all of these things so that you can continue to be in alignment with your highest self over the next year and beyond. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a like, make sure that you subscribe, and also hit that bell so you get notified every time I have a new episode for you. If you would like to go deeper, some more one-on-one coaching, or have a personalized reading, you can check that out in the description below. Thank you so much for being here with me today. I hope you enjoyed your card reading, and I can't wait to see you in future episodes.